Rope swings are a lot of fun, but there are some hazards to go with it. I know I personally had experience when I was on a rope swing, and as I went down, the rope swing broke, and I landed on the ground about 4 or 5 feet, landed on my back. When I did, I actually thought I broke my back. I couldn't breathe for a while. It was pretty scary. And I had a good friend of mine who went up rope swinging and it wrapped around his arm, and it yanked really hard. He had pretty severe lacerations on his arm. In fact, if you look on YouTube, you can find some where the guy goes off, the rope wraps around his leg, and when he lets go, he yanks real hard on it. So there's some pretty bad accident. Let's say you're the guide, you're going down the river, it's a hot day, and there's a rope swing and everybody wants to go off of it. Well, you should kind of think about some things, and I kind of like to review some of the stuff that would be helpful, I think, to consider. Probably the first thing to do to kind of evaluate it is start from where the people are going to be standing to go in the water, and then see what they're going to be going out over, okay? And what are they going to be, if they fall off early, where are they going to land on? And then where are they going to land on when they get in the water? Like, is it going to be deep enough? Are there rocks there? If you can't see that, someone's got to check that all out first before someone goes in. Now, it's obviously been a rope swing that's been around a long time, then you kind of have some idea it's probably going to be okay. You really need to check that out if you're responsible for the group you're with. Then you want to take a look, and then you want to look at how the rope itself is. Are they going to be able to hold on to it? If it's really a skinny rope, it's really hard to hold on to, and your hands will go sliding right down. And then what you'll do is you'll look up and see, well, what's it attached to? Is it frayed? It looks like the rope's going to break any minute? And then you might want to take a look at the tree itself. Look at the tree, it's going to break. We had one here previously. It was tied on to a whole dead part of the branch, and one day the kid went off and the whole branch broke off. So how strong does the whole system look overall? Now let's say you're going to help these kids go off on a rope swing. And you have to kind of assess them a little bit. Are they going to be able to hold on a lot? One of the things that happens, there are a couple things that make it harder. Like, let's say here's a rope swing. As you get towards the bottom is when there's the most centrifugal force. It gets really hard to hold on. Now, it starts off really easy. It gets harder and harder and harder. If the angle is not very much, then there's not that much change and you can stay on pretty long. But if the rope's got a pretty wide arc, it really increases the difficulty of holding on to the rope swing. So you're evaluating it, see what kind of angle that they're going off at. The other thing that happens, sometimes some kids, they'll jump, and then when they land, it yanks them right off, and they fall right off really early. And that's why when you're evaluating what they're going to fall on, you got to kind of be careful about that. And then some kids just hold on tight like this and hold on real well. But I think it's generally better if you have somebody the first time so that their arms are already stretched out, and all they do is just lower themselves down. That way there's just not this great big pull, and there's not this big jerk, and it just goes swinging right on out. It's good if you have a little knot or something to hold on to it so they don't slide down. Because a lot of times they go down, your hands will slide right down, especially if it's not very fat rope. The other thing you got to be careful about is this does have a little piece of rope that could potentially, wrap around somehow. It's got to be short enough that it's going to be kind of out of the way, and the kids kind of have some, and let them know, make sure when you let go the rope is not wrapped around you, so you're not ready to go on out. And it's better if something like this isn't on here, but what always happens that people tie these little ropes on here because the rope swing doesn't quite reach, and you got to throw something on to reach it to the ground. So these little painted little tether lines end up being added all the time, so that adds a degree of hazard. The kids got to be aware of. Maybe they let go, make sure the rope is free.
So this is a good place for going off a rope swing, because if someone falls off early, they just go right in the water. They don't fall on the ground. And you want to hold the rope swing as high as you can so that if you won't get yanked as hard.
All right.